So today I am talking about sensitivity and in a way, not as a negative thing, but as a very positive thing. So society, when they say, oh, you're so sensitive, such an insult, it's such a, ooh, shame on you, shouldn't be so sensitive, very much a demeaning and critical way to describe a person. But I want to change that view around. And one of the things I realized when I had my soul contract reading was that I have some super sensitive numbers in my chart, which I'm just going to put here. So those numbers are 5s and 8s, but there's also another number in there, which is the 11 too. And these numbers are really just energies that are flowing around in your life. And as you'll see on the chart, we have these 3 different tangents. We have the karma in both physical and spiritual. And karma is probably what we find quite challenging in life. It's where we maybe struggle, but within that struggle is our wisdom. So our wisdom comes from our wounds, and the greater awareness we have of these challenges in our life, the more that we can overcome them. So you'll notice I've got very sensitive numbers in my karma. So I'm here to really overcome and embrace and embody those energies in the positive. So each number in your soul contract is like a seesaw. So you have the positive aspect and the negative aspect. We're always wanting to move from the negative to the positive. So we also have talents, and talents are what you're really good at. Talents are your strengths, they are your gifts, your innate abilities you've been born with, and it's all about using them as much as you can and fully embracing them. Because when you do that, you can reach your goals a lot more easily, and your goals are what you're really here to do. It's what your soul is like. I came here to do this wonderful thing and no one's going to stop me. The personality can stop us because we have that personality free will element. Sometimes our free will, our ego, our personality are much the same thing, can be overly dominant and the soul can get repressed. And I've written about soul suppression on my blog, and I'll put the link down here. So the last thing in the triangle is the soul destiny, and the soul destiny is almost an amalgamation of all the other energies. So mine is a 12-3. I'm here to share with a lot of love and teach, which I really like doing, and communicating. 3 is all about communicating. So soul contract is a delicate dance between all of the different numbers and energies. And if we go back to the sensitivity aspect, that was just a little introduction of what those things were. The 3 numbers that are very sensitive, 8s, 5s, and 11 2s, they are your strength. But what we have to do is we have to use them. So if you have a 5 in your soul contract, you may find it really hard to assert yourself and speak up and use your voice, which I definitely did when I was younger, and sometimes still do, because these energies are lifelong. So the 5s are all about coming into your power, which is your speech. And it's also about using your psychic abilities. 5s are very ethereal beings. So the 3D matrix world that we live in represses the different people. It represses the spiritual, soft, gentle, ethereal energies. It's very harsh and hard, this world. So 5s can really struggle to find their place here, to ground, to be in this world. But when you are in this world, it's almost like you've got 1 foot in the ethereal and 1 foot in the physical. And you're here to straddle both. So I've always felt like I've got 1 foot in 3D, 1 foot in, my other life. And it's all about being in both and being able to use your beautiful vision. And the 8s are very clairvoyant as well, to navigate through this world. Or what one of my mentors, Soren Dry, used to say, how to mambo the matrix, which I love. I love that expression so much. The 8s, again, very sensitive in the way they struggle. Their struggle shows up as a lack of boundaries because they can feel other people's stuff so deeply. And when you're younger, you may not realize that you can do this. But when you're older, you're like, oh my God, I have too much empathy. I can't say no to that person. I feel so guilty. I feel so bad. I can't put up boundaries. very, very normal 8 energy. But it's amazing when you do put up those energetic boundaries, you can focus all of your beautiful energy on your radiant self. And it's not being selfish. It's a really big difference. Not being selfish, it's being safe, and it's being healthy with your boundaries. And it's very important. And 8's going to have a lot of codependency stuff going on. So boundaries very important. And the last number, which I don't have, but I do have it in my optimized name, is the 11-2. And I know lots of people with 11-2s, they can really go up and down in their moods. So the 2 is like a spring, a coiled spring, and it bounces up and down. So these people can be very, very sensitive. So can the 5s and 8s to weather, to big crowds, to smells, to all sorts of stimuli. But the 2s are so good at nurturing others and supporting others. And the 11s create a lot of structure and a lot of holding space for others. So that really is the superpower of the 11-2. So the key is, if you've got these numbers in your chart, and I'll show you how to get your chart down in the description, is to embrace these energies and to have awareness of them, and to start using the targeted recommendations, and these are things I share in a reading, of how to work through them and how to use them as your strength instead of your weakness. And if you do this, you will be able to really fully embody these energies, and they will be your strength and they will never be your weakness. And that's all I wanted to share today.